All right, Stephen A. Smith here giving you guys the week 4 recap. We are going to do our incentive check as we do first, and then we'll get to the interviews and the ineligibles if we have any. Okay, so we had a free win, obviously, because Utah wasn't available. He couldn't play his game. Talon, his game desynced. So let's see what we got down. So we have Talon. His game desynced, so he's good. He's in the clear. And then Ohio State, they had an issue with their game. All right. So now, other than them two, anybody else will be ineligible. So let's see if we got anybody. Okay, we had the free win. And then let's see. We got Wisconsin and Notre Dame. Didn't play their game. So we're not going to do anything about that. But I would like to know why. But we ain't gonna do nothing about that. I'm sure somebody got a free win. Okay, so everybody's in the clear this week. All right, so let's get up to the interviews. Now, if somebody didn't respond to the interview, then we'll um, handle that. Texas Tech beat Kent State 48-7. Michigan and Penn State. I did interview Penn State. Let's check to make sure. Okay, no, I didn't interview Penn State, nor did I interview Michigan. So we're taking a look at the statistics. As we can see, Penn State won this game 48-21. Turnover battle was 2-2. Um, Bryce Underwood, 2 interceptions. They couldn't get anything going rushing wise. Wide receiver did great. Penn State, on the other hand, probably did their damage in the run game. As you guys can see, 2 total TDs. Passing game was okay, 2 interceptions, but they was able to come out victorious, and that's what matters the most. So shout out to them. Um, Going down, we had Oregon and Ohio State. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and get to the game of the week real quick. We're gonna skip that. Game of the week we had was Michigan and Penn State. Surprised I didn't interview those guys. So the votes was Penn State 9, Michigan had 4. And so Penn State was able to win in that one. So we have Oregon and Ohio State. As you guys can see, Ohio State won this game 28-14. Taking a look at the turnover battle, 2-1. Oregon turned the ball over twice, 1 sack. They couldn't get anything going running the ball. Ohio State did get some things going, minus that interception. They couldn't get anything going in the rushing game as well. Wide receivers did fairly okay, not great. Same thing you can say about Oregon. Oregon didn't do much. Um, but nevertheless, and if I'm not mistaken, Ohio State actually played Oregon's computer game in this one. That's why he had to play them twice. All right, so then we had Nebraska beats Purdue 43-13. Don't think I interviewed Nebraska this week. Okay, make sure. All right, I didn't interview Nebraska this week. Duke and Auburn. Duke came off a big loss to Colorado last week. 4th and 2, went forward. He could have tied it up and went to OT. I did interview him. He was able to come out victorious 27-0 against Auburn. So let's take a listen to hear what Duke had to say after the win. And let's see if I interviewed Auburn. No, I didn't interview Auburn. He's ineligible. So yeah, let's take a listen to hear what Duke had to say. Where is he? Feel like I'm moving slow right now, so you guys got to bear with me. Long day, long weekend of football, actually. Long fucking weekend. Come on.
Stephen A., you have more phone complications than anybody I've ever met. I guess it's because your phone's constantly blowing up because all them sources are reaching out to you. But what we got, as you can see, or as you can hear, I should say, dinner was had in this household after we beat Auburn. Always enjoyed playing the Auburn user. Coach is a good guy, but sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's where he was. We're still a little peeved, but we're not that upset over the Colorado game because sometimes teams just have your number, and we've worked on some things that we weren't happy with. We spent a lot of time practicing tackling, and I think that was shown in our game against Auburn. And honestly, I appreciate the offensive coordinator going for it on that 4th and 2. 8 seconds left. I really do. Because if we win, he's the best offensive coordinator in the nation. If we lose like we did, he's the worst offensive coordinator in the nation, according to the media. But I'm happy with what he did. We played a good game. Sometimes it just isn't enough. Defense didn't step up when they needed to. The offense couldn't close the door when they needed to. It is what it is. It was an out-of-conference game. We're still going to run the table. We're going to see what happens with us at 11-1 going into the college football playoff.
All right, so that was Duke. You guys heard him speak out after winning, as I said before, against Auburn, 27-0. And then I want to follow up with him on a big, big game against Colorado. It was a very good game. They came hard. They came ready to go, very aggressive, and they did everything they could in that game, although they came up short. Shout out to Duke. I love what he's doing as far as turning that program around. We had Georgia defeat Vanderbilt 48-0. Didn't interview him, so that means I definitely will get him this upcoming week. Making sure. So yeah, we didn't interview him. Clemson beats Georgia Tech 59-7. Big win right there by Clemson. We had Zeta Truth, Alabama versus Florida. Alabama fell to Florida 38-27. Didn't interview neither one of those guys. Florida have a lifetime ban by his decision. And we also had Zeta Truth. He wasn't interviewed. So um, 38-27, as we look at the turnover battle, we see that it was 2-1. Um, Alabama was not able to get anything going in the passing game. One interception. They did run the ball well. Two TDs by two different rushers. Then they passed the ball well as well. Um, Ryan Williams was a part of the top 5 Heisman race, but he's not now. DJ Lagway is still in there right now. 4 TDs, 395. He was number 1. So I'm sure after this performance, he's still up there. You also have Vernell Brown, the third sophomore wide receiver from Gainesville, Florida, had a very good game in that matchup. 9 receptions, 203 yards, 3 TDs, and Amir Jackson. So Florida played great. Florida is a defending champion. Surprised that he don't want to be eligible because he could have $200 under his belt right now. And it looks like if he keep playing the way he's playing, he's going to go into another championship run. So I'm just very surprised. Kansas State and Ole Miss. I think this was using user right, but I don't think I interviewed neither one of these guys. Um, yeah, I didn't interview neither one of these guys. Make sure. Yeah, I didn't interview Kansas State, and then Ole Miss. Ole Miss is Rio. I didn't. I don't think I did him neither. Make sure. Nope. not this week. As we can see, 42-28, Kansas State. Turnover battle, 0-2. So when you play a mistake-free type of game, it puts you in a position to win games. 4 total TDs, 252 yards by their senior quarterback, Alonzo Barnett III. Ole Miss quarterback, Austin Simmons, he had 188. Too many turnovers, 2 interceptions. He also was sacked once. They ran the ball well by Cam Wallace Jr., running back. He had 2 TDs, 110. Kansas State also was able to run the ball well. Surprised as Dylan Edwards usually is a guy that has a lot of catches out the backfield for this team. Well, he had 5. So he actually had a pretty good game. Over 100-yard rushing, damn near, and along with 5 receptions, 2 TDs. So you also had a very good game from Garrett Oakley. So they was able to do some things, and they also created turnovers. Freshman cornerback, free safety George Fasano, and then you also had Jaden Rowe, all had turnovers in that matchup. So congratulations to Kansas State. That's a big win right there if you are Kansas State. Washington and Northwestern. Washington won this game. Well, no, Washington lost to the computer, 34-27, as you guys can see. LSU, Indiana, and um, LSU won this game 24-14. Shaking my head right now because I think I interviewed Mike and he did not respond. He's ineligible. Yep, he's ineligible. Yep. All right. USC and Maryland. USC won this game 28-21. And then the thing is, I try to give guys a chance to respond within each advance. So if you don't respond after the advance week, then that's just on you. USC, as I said before, they won 28-21. I think I did interview Young Mantine. Too many losses back to back. So I definitely want to chime in with USC to see what the hell is going on down there. So let's take a listen to hear what Young Mantine had to say, and we'll also take a look at his schedule. Hope you're talking louder right now.
Yeah, Steven, you know, we noticed the question you asked. Um, First of all, Cade Fox, he's a sophomore, you know, 5 interceptions in the past 2 games, you know, really doesn't matter. You said something about consecutive big losses. Um, I I guess you could say that. I mean, considering the fact that it is in conference, I guess conference games are important. Um, so but considering the fact that both of the people that I've lost to, you know, aren't the national champion from year one, yeah, it's not that bad. Also, you said USC is not in the top 20 recruiting. Yeah, we're not. We don't necessarily care, because a lot of you teams out there, you guys are in the top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20, top 25 recruiting, and at the end of the year, it's only one national champion. So, you know, I guess for glamour reasons, right? It's got to be something glamorous, that you get to post your little players and say, "Oh, he got a 5-star." I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but listen. I mean, maybe Cade will take a notion out of Colorado's playbook, and stay in 4 and 5 wide and run around with the quarterback and run all over the backfield and towards the sidelines, and maybe Cade will do that. Maybe Cade will do that. We'll go look at some of Colorado's tape and we'll take some notes on how Cade Fox can be better.
All right, so you guys heard a chance to listen to USC head coach appreciating the things that they see out of Colorado with what we're doing with our quarterback. Cade Fox right now is not playing good football, as you guys can see. He has thrown 1,000 passing yards, 62 completion percentage. 5 interceptions is a lot of interceptions to consider. We are in week 5. We're going to play 4 weeks. 9 passing TDs. Just not playing good football as of right now. He is a sophomore, and they do have some freshmen, and they have a red shirt freshman, Robert Obata. So I'm interested to see what will change with this football team as we get closer towards the end of the season. Are we going to see a change in their quarterback, or are they going to really try to implement some of the styles of Colorado? Florida State and Louisville. Florida State won this game 49-24. BYU and UCF. I did check in with BYU for this, actually the first time, and I want to check with him and see what's going on because they also have been losing a lot of games. They are a very young football team. Their quarterbacks definitely has thrown a lot of interceptions. I think they have a combined of damn near 10 interceptions in like 4 weeks. So it's bad over here right now for quarterbacks. They are all freshmen under a new coach and watching you. So let's take a listen to hear what he has to say and if it's going to take some time to build this program.
Well, the goal is just to develop. As you've seen, I got a lot of freshmen that's starting. And it's not like Madden where I could take a rookie and kind of work with them. These guys are coming in super low and kind of got to deal what you got to deal with on top of my elite quarterback who's a freshman, but he has low 70 accuracy. So I had to go with the backup who's also a freshman. But he's red shirt, so he's a little bit better, but still, he misses a lot of passes. But now I just switch up the playbook. We're going to work something out. This year is going to be kind of the year to get these guys up and come in ready for year 3. I thought I'd be able to make a run for year 2 for the playoffs, but I might still be able to make a run, but I highly doubt it. But we're going to see. It's a long season ahead. We're going to see. And it's defense. Just don't have the defensive players I need that I would like to make the plays, but it's called a building up program for a reason. So I gotta get these guys in through the transfer portal and recruiting. But with my coaches, my assistant coaches, I bet to land some more recruits in the portal. So we'll get this team right, is because they really don't have that much talent. So we'll get them right for year 3.
All right, shout out to watching you for joining the podium to talk about his team. As he mentioned earlier, they're a very, very young football team, all freshman quarterbacks. Their running backs are all young. They really don't have any seniority or any seniors really to lead this team. I mean, they have senior receivers, um, but they don't really have too much. I mean, everything is about the quarterback position, and when you have all freshmen, it's understandable. It's understandable why it's going to take some time for them to build their team up. So I expect them to make some moves in the next year or so. Miami beats Boston College 41-0. Texas A&M beat Oklahoma State 21-0. Taking a look at their player stats, quarterbacks, just want to see how he did. 2 interceptions. As I say, in every one of these reactions of Texas A&M, they have still struggled at the quarterback position. Having to replace Marcel Reed definitely is something that is not shown as far as their replacement go. 2 interceptions. Um, the man just not playing good football as of now, but we will see if anything changes as we get towards the end of the year. But he definitely has thrown consecutive games, multiple interceptions back to back. Oklahoma, um, They fell to Kentucky 21-24. That's our second loser to the computer this week. Virginia Tech won 51-14. I did interview Virginia Tech. Okay. SMU beats Cal 24-14. I need to chime in with SMU. It's been a while. TCU failed to Arizona State 27-3. The third loss as far as computer go, with computer beating a user. And then we had Texas and South Carolina. I did interview both of these guys. Um, big upset again. Texas has lost consecutive losses. Big opponents in the top 10. 21-38. So let's take a listen to hear what Flybaby Gaming had to say after the huge loss to South Carolina. It just seems like Texas can't win the big games. Arch Manning is continuing to hurt his NFL draft stock. 4 total interception, 2 sacks, only 60%. A lot of hype around him. Other than the Shador Sanders circus, I think that the Arch Manning circus will be what to expect as far as the hype and all the media attention. So I think if you're a YouTuber, it'd be great to cover Arch Manning because they're gonna have a lot of hype on the Mannings. So yeah, let's take a listen to hear what Flybaby Gaming has to say. Why he can't allow this young kid to really go off, man. I mean, this is a hell of a football team. What's going on down there?
Hey, Stephen A., I want to give a shout out to South Carolina, man. They played a heck of a game. They came out and did what they were supposed to do at home. Yeah, Art, she was a little disappointed. Not really disappointed. Only one of those interceptions was really his fault. All flew over the receiver head. The rest was used all on me. In my own head. I let the team down as a coach, as a user. So we're going to blame this one on me. We're not going to talk the season up, man. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep working. We see if we can get our receivers going. Man. We just got to get this running game going. So we won't be so one-dimensional. We have been struggling in the running game, and I think we got some great running backs, man. We gotta get them some holes open, and let's start this season. Try to get the season back on the winning side of things. Let's just see how it goes, man. Have a good one.
All right, so that was Texas speaking out about this matchup. He mentioned that they need to run the ball more and better. I agree because I mean this man had 5 yards a carry out of 10 carries. 5 yards, you definitely not giving him the rock a lot. He mentioned that he want to do more in the receiving game, but when you look at the stats, there's really not too much more you can ask from your receivers. I mean, you had two guys. Well, he had two guys over 150 receiving. Three guys in the receiving game with a touchdown, and they had a lot of catches. So I think it really come down to protecting the football. He said one interception really was his fault. So where the other three go? So at the end of the day, there's still 4 interceptions. They don't. That's one of the things, even in real life, with the Dylan Gabriel preseason debut, people were saying the receivers in the same area. It's like interception is interception, regardless of how it happened. It's still an interception. So you want to protect the ball if you're Arch Manning, and Texas just got to do better than that. I did interview South Carolina. South Carolina been winning big games, man. They top 5 right now in the NNCFL, and it looks like they really is trying to get to the natty. So let's take a listen to hear what he had to say after the victory.
Hey, Stephen A. First off, I'm really proud of our guys. Beating Texas is no easy task, and I thought our defense set the tone from the start. We're able to get constant pressure, even though Arch Manning made some big-time throws under duress. I think you got to respect that because he's a special talent. But we kept battling and made life difficult for him all night. Offensively, outside one mistake where Jackson Arnold forced a throw that I'm sure he'd like back, I thought we executed really well. We ran the ball effectively. We controlled the line of scrimmage. And when you leave Nick Harbor just one-on-one, we like our chances every time. He's not only a great pass-catching threat, but you saw him flip the game with a kick return. He He really affects our game in so many ways, and I think his confidence is just contagious. Most of all, William Bryce, like I said, was going to be rocking. Our fans brought the energy, and I think our players fed off that. We'll enjoy this one tonight, but come tomorrow, it's all about getting ready for Kentucky. The job's not finished, but I think our guys know that, and we're ready for the grind. Thanks, Stephen A.
Yeah, very, very good stuff right there from South Carolina. He mentioned about the return 104. I think this is the longest in the entire NNCFL as far as returns go. Very, very good stuff right there. Nick Harvard is a beast. He's definitely top five in the Heisman race. And I think that game there should move him up a little bit as we take a look at the Heisman watch. As we can see, it's not in the top five. You got Florida State, Devon Dampier. Then you got Jeff Overton. He moved up in votes. On the right side, as you guys can see, Julian Juju Lewis stays the same. Jared Gibson stays the same. DJ Lagway stays the same as well. So none of these guys in the top three have changed their slots, but you do have Jeff Overton and Devin Dampier having some changes going on as far as that go. Players of the week we had looks like Rylan Kennedy, Arizona, Texas A&M, 14 total tackles, 8 sacks, 12 tackles for a loss, 1 pass breakup, 2 forced fumbles as they won against Oklahoma State 21-0. I definitely feel like the defense led them to that win against Oklahoma State as their quarterback threw a total of 2 interceptions. Micah Hudson, 9 receptions, 218 receiving yards, 24.2 on average, and 4 receiving TDs. That was definitely a very good game right there. Taking a look at the college football top 25, Florida, Georgia, Ohio State, South Carolina, Colorado, Penn State, Florida State, LSU, Duke, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Notre Dame, Clemson, Virginia Tech, Alabama, North Carolina, Kansas State, and UAB, Tennessee, Washington, Navy, Texas, and Michigan. Notable shifts. I see that Texas dropped down to bottom 24. You see Colorado moved up in the top 5. Um, I see Penn State is moving up, Florida State, LSU, Duke. Duke moved from top 11 from last week to number 9 now. That's great stuff right there. Texas A&M has moved, I want to say, down to number 11. It could be moving up to 11, though. It's hard to remember everything from last week. But nevertheless, the top 10 definitely looks interesting right there in college football in NCFL top 25. Taking a look at the recruiting, we did have a lot of changes in recruiting. After this video right here, I need to complete my recruiting because we started from top 5 to damn near 20 now, so that's not good. That's actually sad. Clemson has moved up in the top 5. They're number 1 right now. As we know, Georgia was the defending best recruiter, and it looks like Clemson is trying to earn their incentive as they have some big signings. Franklin Luker, that is a thumper, 6'2", Fort Lauderdale. He's a Mike linebacker. He's number 4 in the position rank. Then he have Jamel Blair. He's ranked 3 in the position rank. He is a D tackle, 6'5", 296. They also have Cedric Penny. And then they also have Matthias Middleton, running back, 6 foot, 195 from Clearwater, Florida. So congratulations right there to Clemson. They definitely moved up. Then you have Florida moved up in the top 5. LSU moved in the top 5. They may have some big signings. Let's see. They have signed Emilio Burnell, left tackle, 6'4", 287. Then they also signed Kieran Steven, left guard, 6'2", 302. A little undersized as far as height wise, but weight wise, it makes up for him being 6'2". And then they have signed Edge, 6'6", 234. Edge setter, Roland Rhodes. Big signings right there. SMU moving in the top 5 now. They have wide receiver Taylor Potts. And then, damn, I just dropped that. But then they left edge speed rusher 6'6", 222. And then they have Baraka Montungulo. He's from Frisco, Texas. I had to see where he was from by reading that last name. Free safety, 3-star, but he's ninth in his position rank. So he could be a sleeper, as you guys can see bottom right. You had teams like Kansas, Texas Tech, just to name a few teams that was after him. Then after that, you have Notre Dame, South Carolina, Michigan, Penn State, USC, Bama. Colorado dropped all the way out of the top 5 to 21. That's horrible. That's damn near, that's trash. And then Oregon and on down from there. So we got to fix that. That's horrible right there. I don't like that. Can't talk about other people's team if I'm going to do that. Can't start 2 and then drop all the way down that low. Taking a look at the games of the week, we got Florida State and Clemson. As you guys can see, Florida State will be at home. Let's see who we have as far as the game of the week. Game of the week we have is Florida State and Clemson. Right now, there's 9 votes on Florida State. There's 1 vote for Clemson. I think I'm going to go Florida State. I do feel like they can win at home. He's also a 2-3-time champion from the last year's GSCFB. And I think he's finally finding his momentum being top 10 for Florida State. So we're going to see. I'm going to take him on that one. Then we have Texas and LSU. I'm going to have to go LSU, man. Texas cannot win the big games, losing too many games back-to-back as far as big top 10 matchups. And then on top of that, Arch Manning definitely has been throwing a lot of interceptions. So I'm going to definitely take LSU. Penn State and Michigan, I'm going to go Penn State. They are on the road, but they're playing a computer, and I think Penn State they have enough weapons to win that game. Then you got Florida and Vanderbilt, and I'm going to take Florida in that one. As you guys know, Florida is the defending Natty champion, and so I'm going to take him in that. So we do have some records. Let's see, I just seen a red dot right here. So we have a record, obviously. Let's see what happened. Records. Actually, I think we have somebody in there, if I'm not mistaken. I think I guess not. I don't know where. There was definitely a red dot there. Don't know. We're going to keep it rolling. And then college football history. Okay, Malachi Coleman. Shout out to Duke. He had a career day against Duke. I just never did. Let's see, it's national championships and conference. Okay, so he should be somewhere. Let's take a look at the matter of fact, I'm going to go back out. They had it up top to show us. Damn, I hit that thing. But it's Malachi Coleman. He had 6 receptions, 202 yards, and a TD. So I want to say that he has some sort of record, but I don't have time to scan through this, and I'm not going to waste y'all time right now. All right, so let's see. We're going to take a look at the standings and see if anything changed standing wise. As we know, conference play hasn't started, but I'm still curious to see what the top dogs are doing and who's not a top dog. ACC right now, Florida State is 4-0, separating themselves from the pack. Conference play has started. There are some teams that's 1-0 in the conference. Louisville, Syracuse, and California right now 0-1 in their conference. In an American, you got UAB, Navy, Tulsa. Big 12, you got Colorado right now top. You also have Texas Tech, Houston, and you have Arizona State along with BYU, West Virginia. Don't know why Houston don't have a L in their conference, considering we beat them in a forced win. But anyway, as you guys can see, this is the standings as of now. As far as Big 12, Big 10 right now, you got Ohio State, Penn State, Nebraska, Wisconsin, all battling it out. In that conference right now, Ohio State's 2-0, Penn State 1-0, Nebraska 2-0, Wisconsin 1-0, Washington 1-1, USC is 1-2. So they're trying to find their way. CUSA, you got Sam Houston, Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, FBS Independence, Notre Dame, 2-2 right now. A little slow start for Notre Dame. Usually they'll be over 500. Um, it's interesting right there. They lost some big games. Duke, starting with Duke. Ball State, you got Ball State, Miami University, Bowling Green in the MAC. MWC, you got Boise State, Hawaii, Colorado State, San Diego State. Pac-12, dang, Pac-12, you got some teams that's under 500 that you guys can see this year. SEC is always one of the most interesting conferences in football, all in the whole. And right now, you have Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, LSU, Texas A&M, Tennessee. But on the outside looking in, you still got teams like Bama, that's trying to find their way in. Conference wins right now, you got Georgia with 2, and then Tennessee, Texas A&M, LSU, South Carolina, and Florida. So this thing is definitely getting very interesting. One thing is that we have seen when we played against Florida is that we are rooting for them to lose this conference, because if we do get in the playoffs, we don't want to see Florida. They're a damn good football team. But right now, it's definitely getting more and more interesting. Sun Belt right now, you got Old Dominion, Appalachian State, and UL Monroe. So I think that's pretty much it. We're going to definitely go ahead and mark LSU. That's Mike ineligible. And yeah, man, I hate to do it, but it is what it is. You know, the standard is the standard. The shield is the shield. Stephen A. Smith is always going to stand by it. That's just what it is. See you guys next week. Peace.